Welcome everybody. Welcome once again down in the basement where we keep all the sim racing stuff on the drawers with simgear.club. Got my cool camouflage www.simgear.club hat on because we're doing a new weapon today. Unboxing a sim racing wheel. Let's check it out. Alright, right off the bat here, these boxes come via the brown truck. The brown truck doesn't get along with my porch for some reason. So we're going to open this box first. I don't know which box is which. I got two of them. So these are from Grid.Engineering or Grid by SimLabs. I don't know exactly what they're going by. They've got a couple different websites and some of the products are on both of them or whatnot. You can do your own research. Plenty of bubble wrap in here. Right off the bat, that's a good sign. Bubble, bubble, bubble. There it is. The new weapon. So this is the Grid MPX Steering Wheel. The features are, it's a full billet anodized aluminum construction. It's got 87 telemetry controllable RGB LEDs. It's got 9 ELMA maybe encoders with push button control. It's got 2 auto P9 rear push buttons that are like on the back side. 2 7-way switches. Says motorsport grade electronics, adjustable clutches and shifters, and a 70mm PCD hub. Let's go ahead and take another look. Well, I might as well just take it out of the box on camera, show everything. Some damage on the box, but I don't really care about that. It's got to work. So let's get this out of the way. It's pretty well packaged. I mean, from the area of the country and how long it's traveled, the box is, you know, the box is the box. My lighting is a little weird, but it's alright. Go ahead and see what happens here. Let's take a look around the box here. This package contains the wheel, a decal kit, an adapter, an injection box, and all required cables and a universal power adapter. You got your UPC and all that other stuff. Everything that we already talked about. It's 295 millimeters. So yeah, we went over all this. So there's the wheel, what it looks like. Doesn't seem like there's a seal on the box, so let's just go ahead and try and open it up. It's pretty similar to a lot of other boxes we've gotten. We've got some high-end wheels. The most we've spent on a wheel is we bought one of the M4 GT3 replicas from that company, and we got all this nice stuff. So the Grid MPX Steering Wheel, like I said, 295 millimeters, a little bit I don't know, this might be the smallest or close to the smallest wheel I've had. There's our nice decals and stuff like that. They're a raised decal. They're pretty substantial. That's pretty cool. I don't want to fold them over or anything. I've got a bunch of steering wheels to compare this to. You know, the one that I'm using now for my SimuCube 2, there it is a Corvette from Simline, which is a pretty fancy wheel. A lot less money than this. So here's our injection box. Comes with a little power switch. So you'll plug everything in like this. Your USB, your power, and then it'll go out through the 9-pin or 6-pin connector to your wheel. What else is in here? Here's your high-end connector. Metal connections throughout, very nice. It's our injection box and so on. Here's our power cord. Now this is USB, so this will be USB to like a printer USB, so that'll go into the box. Specific cable. Not necessarily crazy about specific cables, but that doesn't seem that specific where you wouldn't be able to replace it. So here's a little bag with some tools to mount the injection box and hardware to mount the injection box. There's something else in here, I don't know what. Let's take a look from the top here. Whoops, I dropped some stuff. So that's just a box and it's underneath. So let's take this foam all the way out. Get to this box. Let's see what's in here. Whoops. Take that out in editing later. Just kidding. So let's see what's in this box here. It's going to be more stuff. It's going to be power adapters for Europe and stuff like that. So this is going to be a full-on power adapter. So just plugs in like that to the wall. There's our little Jimmy Jam 3.5s for, or not 3.5, but you know, whatever, for the injection box. Bob's your uncle. You're going to have lights and stuff like that. Let me just put this back in here for safekeeping. It's got a nice carbon fiber plate on the end of it. It's a very nice touch. So what else is in here? Anything? Whoop. So nothing else in here. Get rid of all this stuff. There's our power adapter for the United States. Now let's get to the nitty gritty here. Got a spot for that now. Open this bad boy up. It's got a nice weight to it. It's heavy. And it should be, you know, wheels should feel like something. It shouldn't be like, you know, a Fanatec, McLaren wheel, unless, you know, you really like that. So adjustable shifters here, it looks like, so you'll be able to move them away from the wheel if you want. They're pretty close right now. But if you want to space them out, you can, it looks like, from these nuts here. That'll be in the instructions, everything. We'll go back through that later on. So there are some magnets here. Look like they're on. Clutches are good. Got some set screws here from the encoders. These are push buttons as well. Very nice feeling. Push button. Those are the Auto P9 buttons that we talked about before. They're cool feeling buttons. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'll have to see how it works. I use a full-on racing glove, so I think we should be okay. Kind of worried about, you know, knocking one of these off, especially because there's two of them. Typically for a funky switch, yeah, I don't know, you know, both of them up here is cool, I think. Maybe one over here and one over here or something. Everything has a nice feel. Little spots for stickers and everything like that. So yeah, let's look at some other stuff. Let's get another wheel over here and compare it. Alright, so my most expensive wheel, I guess, is this M4 GT3. So take a look here and so very similar to the way the dials feel. So these buttons feel a little harder to press on the Fanatec than the 7-way and all the encoders. They feel like they're pretty easy to press. These ones feel like you got to really work on pressing them and rotating them, which I guess is the way it should be. That's the way these feel too. You don't want to knock those by accident. But the shifters on the Fanatec are a lot stronger. There's supposed to be magnets possibly to add to the grid to make it a stronger breakaway for the shifter, and we're going to look into doing that because I definitely think they're kind of weak right now. But those are the two there. We got clutches and everything. Feels similar. So the backs of the wheels and stuff like that, so you can get a look at them. You know, one's definitely a little flashier than the other because it's a replica, and one is just trying to, you know, do something. And this is a great priced wheel. This MPX, like, this is $1,500. This is $1,000. You know, like $400 or $500 less, and does so much more. So I don't know. See, it's got similar buttons on the back. So those are our best comparison of the two wheels. But let's go ahead and look at another two together. So here we go with the non-Fanatec wheel that I own in this category. This is a Simline C7R with the dual clutch option. So as far as encoders go, these ones are kind of sloppy. No one really likes these rotaries. They're kind of crappy. There's no button push on them at all. This grid wheel just blows it away as far as that's concerned. This is a much older build. I don't know what this company's doing now. They do a bunch of different wheels. They say this isn't their most popular wheel, so this is what I'm using now, and I've got to do a lot of weird things because there's no funky switch. I've got to do modification buttons to, you know, get through all my black box controls. So this one is kind of a pain in the butt, and it's really not worth it now that iRacing doesn't really recognize clutching anymore anyway, so the dual clutch for at least GT3 is out the window. So I mean, nice shifters, real hard breakaway shifters. Like I said, there's something with the shifters here that's a tuning option that we'll have to look into at a later date. But first, you know, impressions between these two wheels, definitely like this one still a little bit. This is still a good wheel. This is awesome, replica wheel, and can't really knock it for, you know, just being that wheel, you know, really like it. As that replica of the Corvette. So let's see what else we got and we can show against this Grid MPX wheel. Right, so this is the Podium F1 wheel. Finishes on this one are pretty weak. It's got like this frosted coating. Comparison-wise, the rotaries, these are pretty tactile, and it's got the center one there. These are pretty weak and useless. These are totally useless because, like, you can barely even, like, go near this without getting it to rotate. So kind of this wheel is, you know, I never really used it, to be honest with you. I used it a couple of times. I had it fall apart, and I had it replaced, and I just kind of keep it on the shelf now. So comparison wise, like, I really can't really put that into a bucket with this, other than, you know, there's similar shape, and I don't know, I definitely would probably prefer that one, I think. So for the Fanatec Podium 911 GT3R, this is what kind of like got me off on some of these wheels. Like this one in particular would often have issues with connectivity, so it would lose shifters constantly, and you would have to like disconnect it or try to get it to reaffirm the connection. So same thing here. Buttons are kind of weak. It's a Fanatec wheel. You know, everyone knows these. They're pretty plain. You know, this is a good wheel if you're getting Fanatec and, you know, you want to choose a round one. And you could put any 70mm you want on here, which is cool. You could actually use the Podium hub to use this wheel on your Fanatec if you wanted to. So that's you know, another option because it bolts right up to the 70mm. And then you would just, you know, do the torque key and blah, blah, blah. Only for PC and stuff like that. You wouldn't be able to do that for your PlayStation if you were trying to do that. But so that's the last wheel I can really compare it to. If you like these desk mats, go ahead and check out the links in the description. Like I said, I didn't really see everything that I was supposed to in the box, I think, so I'll have to go ahead and look into that as far as like button shifters and adjustability. But this is our guy right here. It's pretty nice quality. I mean, it feels awesome. The weight is nice. Everything is in a nice configuration for my little tiny hands. And I can't wait to give it a shot. So if you like the show, make sure you thumbs up, subscribe to see some of our other products and other content that we're going to showcase on our channel. And like we always say, drive to stay alive. Come back and see us sometime.